It appears bandits are spreading their tentacles and brigandage to the country's center of unity. AK-47 wielding bandits attacked Abuja, burnt 2 tractors, and abducted 22 farmers at Rafin-Daji community in Abaji Area Council. Meanwhile, the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Ahmed Wase, laments that the executive arm of government does not implement resolutions passed by lawmakers, particularly on insecurity across the country. What's the meaning of this, Emeka?
Yes, unfortunate.
What Deputy Speaker Idris Wase just said.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that all segments of the nation are weeping and lamenting at the same time. The government is lamenting, the National Assembly is lamenting, security agencies are lamenting, the people are lamenting. So whom do we cry to? You know, I mean, when those who are vested with the power to make laws and to implement those laws are lamenting, then it means something is fundamentally wrong. The National Assembly is vested with the power of oversight function. That's one of its duties. And it has committees of defense, Navy, Army, Air Force, police, and all of that. These committees have oversight of the security agencies. Now, for a deputy speaker to be lamenting means that he's in a way passing a vote of no confidence in those committees. In those committees in the Senate and the House of Representatives.
No, it's saying executive. They don't implement their resolutions.
The security agencies are part of the executive. So, what reports have the committees of the National Assembly brought back to show why these resolutions are not being implemented? Because they have oversight over the executive, over this agency of the executive. And if these resolutions are not being implemented, it means that those committees ought to have reported back to say, okay, we know that these things are not being obeyed. These are the reasons. Are they human? Are they human problems? Are these things caused by deliberate, is it deliberate, like commission or omission? Exactly what is going on. It can't just be that the security agency, the executive is not carrying out the function, because the presidency will tell you that the president has, on a number of occasions, summoned security meetings of the National Security Council. The president has given briefings to the security chiefs, and the security chiefs will get back to tell you that they are doing their best. So what is actually going on? What is missing is that the National Assembly now has to use its power of oversight and investigation to find out what is really going on and brief the nation. Then we will have an idea where exactly the problems are. It's not just making an open statement into the air that these things are not being obeyed. Tell us why. Tell us why. That's one problem we have in governance in this country. People just come out and tell you, people are not obeying the president. But nobody tells us what is going on, what is happening. Is it that people are now an island unto themselves? Is it that people don't care anymore about others or about resolutions from the National Assembly? And it's also worrisome if resolutions on security, a major issue affecting the nation, if resolutions on security from the National Assembly are not being obeyed, then there's trouble.
Paul, now, if bandits spreading their tentacles, to the Federal Capital Territory, as in this Rafin-Daji community in Abaji Council area, and that is like a sanctuary state in the country.
Well, to me, I think there is no deliberate and sustained will to actually deal with insecurity. But it's what we have been talking about. We keep talking about it all the time. Now we're talking about a resolution that the House of Reps passed that is regretting not to be obeyed. Me, I see House of Reps as more of a barking dog that cannot bite. That's the truth of the matter. There have been so many resolutions that the legislature passes that are not listened to. Just look at what the Wase said, that 5 people died even after paying ransom. The bandits collect up to 10 million. So I think that we don't even have any plan. The authorities can say we've decimated, we've emasculated the Boko Haram and all of that. To me, I think they are living in alternate reality. Because You can't tell that, for example, to the residents of Abaji community that, okay, you have overpowered the bandits or the criminals. You can't tell them that. You can't tell that to the residents of the constituency of Wase. And I think that if we don't deal with insecurity, every other thing we are talking about in this country does not make any sense. Already this is electioneering season. Almost all of us, have become obsessed with that. Nobody's talking about this. A lot of people are emotionally attached to the candidates. Nobody's asking them questions. What exactly do you want to do differently if you are elected? It's not enough for someone to come and say, look, I'm going to deal with insecurity, things will be better. What are your alternative plans? Spell them out.
Roadmap.
Exactly. What's the roadmap? Because this is a problem that will continue to it will continue to haunt this government. And personally, I'm pessimistic. I accept, well, don't let me sound like a
miracle.
Except there's a miracle. I don't think there's going to be any difference between now and May 29 because it's been like this for years. And it has gotten worse under this administration. So whatever they could not do within 7 years, I don't see what magic they're going to perform within in 8 months or thereabouts. Yes. I don't see the way they are going to perform. So we need to deal with this issue because if you can talk about education, you can talk about the economy, you can talk about the infrastructure. All those things don't matter if you don't deal with it. In fact, you cannot have any meaningful progress in any sector of this country if we don't deal with insecurity. We keep talking about this and nothing is being done. It's upsetting, sorely upsetting.
Emeka, now when you now see what we've done in the past, what this administration, what they've committed so far to fight insecurity, as in the funding, manpower, and the policy direction, will you say the effort has not been enough?
Well, from what we've heard here and there, the government will tell you it has done so much, it has committed a lot of money, it has bought Super Tucanos, it has bought helicopters, it has bought weapons and all of that. But I think those 3 areas you mentioned are really, really key. Funding, it appears, and it has been said openly that funding is still an issue for the security services. Then personnel, definitely it's clear that the security services are grossly overstretched. They're really, really overstretched, especially the military. The military is virtually in charge of internal security, and which shouldn't be the case. So I don't see the effort being made to make the police really bite, not just back, but really take charge of internal security. So the military has been overstretched. The military is in almost every state of the federation, handling issues of internal security. The military is in the northeast, fighting Boko Haram, fighting ISWAP, and dealing with different theaters of conflict in different places. So the point is that, to the third point, that of policy direction, there definitely needs to be a rejigging of the nation's security policy, the security architecture. Certain things need to be adjusted so that the military can actually be more effective, and such that, you see, the president can also be believed, because we've heard the president say, oh, do this, I give marching orders, and then the marching orders, we don't see anything. So what it means is that, is it that the people who are supposed to implement these orders don't believe that the president is serious about what he's saying? Or is it that, well, they say, okay, fine, we've heard you, but we'll do what we can? Definitely something is missing somewhere in terms of the policy direction, in terms of security of this administration. And, also, I just need to chip in something about this matter. There appears to be a deliberate effort by enemies of this nation to throw us into a hunger pandemic. You can see the way a lot of farmers have been displaced, which is one of the problems we have today. Price of food items have gone up. Some people are saying it's the Russia-Ukraine war. Nothing like, it's not that. That's just a small aspect of it. The main thing is that so many farmers, so many farming communities around the country have been displaced. And then one problem we have is that we know agriculture is still largely subsistent. And farmers have access to just few tractors. The tractors are few. I was so angry when I saw this thing, that tractors were burned. I was not saying, we don't even have enough tractors for farmers to go around, and then they are burning the ones that are available. So what it means is that this kind of terrorism is a different type, aiming to disrupt and destroy the nation's food supply. And of course, you know what that means.
Mr. Dada, this seems to be a thriving industry,
Yeah,
a growing industry,
It is.
a lucrative one at that. It's not guaranteed that even if you pay money, if you pay the ransom, that the person will not end up, they will not end up killing their victim. We've seen it over and over again. Now, the money is so much in circulation. Governor Rufai said it at a point in time that it's going to be difficult for that herdsman that used to make 200,000 naira per month and is now making hundreds of millions, for you to now tell him to go back to that 200,000.
Exactly. I like that. Nobody gives up a thriving business. I mean, normally. Ayo, if you are doing a business that thrives and is giving you money,
A criminal enterprise.
yeah, no, well, of course, they are criminals. I'm just talking. I'm talking generally.
They don't
see anything wrong in it because these are what do you call it? They are psychopaths. You understand? The way they reason is not the way you reason. As far as they are concerned, it's business for them.
It's all about the money.
It's all about the money.
They are not normal human beings.
For me, I think we need to find a way of dealing with this. And I think that even if you like buy 100 Super Tucanos, okay, there is one aspect of it that people keep saying, people in government talk about it, but we ignore it. The presence of saboteurs among the authorities,
yes.
The presence of saboteurs among the security agents. President Goodluck Jonathan said something. He said, there is Boko Haram in my government. I hope I'm... Yes, he said something like that.
Yes.
The Niger State governor said something. He said there were people that were sympathetic towards bandits in his government. He said it, nothing has happened.
District chiefs have been...
Okay, let me take my first caller. Olale is calling us from Lagos. Thank you, Wale, for joining us. Thank you, Wale, for joining us.
Madunagu and Dada, God bless you all.
God bless you too.
Let me tell you the blank truth. The presidency is not serious about ending the insurgency in the country. Look, how many Boko Haram members arrested are being fed with taxpayers' money in prison? They've never been prosecuted, talk less of being convicted. Then, Buratai told us that the Northerners are emotionally and religiously attached to Boko Haram and to the bandits. On several occasions, my encyclopedia, he has told us the location of Bello Toji and the other boys. Can't you use technology to locate where they are? It took America almost 10 years to discover that Bin Laden was in Pakistan, and they were able to eliminate him. But we are not serious. This time, the Security Council meeting has become a jamboree. This time, they did a devastating blow on the nation. The president will say, we will summon a security meeting, and there will be no outcome. It has become a jamboree. I think we're very serious. If they overrun Abuja, that's the end of Nigeria. God bless you.
God forbid. Thank you, Wale. Thank you for your contribution.
Yeah,
just looking at that sector, this thing originated from the Niger Delta when they started kidnapping, expatriates for a cause. Do you understand? And everything. Now it's moved to the southeast. Now it's not in the north. Now it's all over the country.
Even if it's in the southwest. I mean, see what happened in the other days. Nobody, up till now, nobody has told us clearly why those innocent Nigerians who went to worship their God were wiped out up till now. And that makes me so worried. Is it that our security agencies have now become reactive?
That's what they are.
It's just like you hear ole, ole, ole somewhere, and then everybody rushes there.
They are reactive.
But you leave the gates open, you leave the doors open, you allow people to move about anyhow. There is no move to counter these criminals. And they work with confidence. It's so bad that even in state capitals that you expect should be well guarded. These guys move into state capitals in the north and do what they like. So what it means definitely is that, just like the caller said, this administration is not sincere about any of this insurgency. Let's just hit the nail on the head. If it's serious, let me tell you something. By now, we would have seen large numbers of these bandits arrested, prosecuted, and convicted. But tell me, in the last 1 year, let them roll out the statistics that we've done so and so.
He talked about Bin Laden. The worst tragedy that hit America was 9/11.
Yes.
And take note that Bin Laden was not even within American territory.
No.
This Bello 2G and the others, they are here in Nigeria. Here. We know their location. It's not even only GD that knows. People, even the authorities know their location.
Know their location.
Why have we not arrested and prosecuted some of these people? Why?
When President Buhari started,
what exactly is the reason?
There was this talk about body language. Is it that the body language is no longer effective? What is really going on? So the point is that the nation is just sitting on a gunpowder. Something has to be done because these guys are getting more emboldened. They are, like I said, they are focusing on the food supply, kidnapping farmers, displacing farming communities. It's deliberate. So what it shows is that there is a it's not just about collecting, kidnapping people and collecting ransom. No, that with time, if we keep dealing with the food supply, we keep dealing with it. Over time, the effect of these things. By the time price of food go beyond, go through the roof, then a hunger pandemic sets in, God forbid, you can just imagine what will happen.
Okay, Jide is joining us from Kano. Jide, it's now Abaji Area Council in Abuja. This seems to be, it's looking so dangerous.
Yes, that is the area close to Kogi State, close to Niger State. The bandits coming from Niger, Abaji. The border local government with Kogi State is the most dangerous part of Kogi State. A lot of the exchange of gunfire with security operatives from Kogi State have happened in this area. A lot of the big kidnap cases involving Kogi State have happened in that Abaji area because this is the area through which bandits from Niger State, some from Nasarawa, come into Kogi State. You know that Kogi shares boundaries with at least 9 states. So it has its own fair share of banditry and all that. But one thing is happening that we appear not to be taking cognizance of. These bandits are trying their best to move closer and closer to the federal capital, the heart of the federal capital. Some communities like Tungamaje and the federal capital territory, Ungwagwalada, Kuje, Buhari, they've been coming under attack by bandits, by kidnappers. So this is a clear message to the authorities to realize that the federal capital territory is not safe. Yes, people in Abuja metropolis, the heart of Abuja metropolis, could count themselves safe, but the satellite towns, the communities close to the federal capital, they are not safe at all. So many of these cases are happening and they are really troubling. So there is a need to identify the routes through which bandits come into the federal capital from Niger State, which is perhaps the headquarters of banditry in our country. They've got to do something about that. The more successes they record, the more emboldened and confident they will become. And the time will come when they will actually come into Abuja metropolis. We know, of course, that Boko Haram fighters too have found their way to the north central, Abuja, Kogi. They are now present in those areas. They are present in Niger. So it's just a matter of time. If we continue to treat these people with kid gloves, just a matter of time before they strike in the heart of the seat of power. So it's unfortunate, once again, women and young children, some of them as young as 8 years, 15 years, they become victims again. We just need to protect ourselves a lot better. The current administration needs to do a lot better at protecting our people. I've said it repeatedly that no matter what the government does by way of infrastructure and other things, conditional cash transfer, people will talk about its failures in the area of security. There's no way that it can blot out these manifest failures. I was reading that the governor of Zamfara State has told the people that they should go and buy weapons to protect themselves. This is very irresponsible. You can't tell the people to buy weapons to protect themselves. So these weapons will eventually be used for armed robbery. And when everyone is going around with an assault weapon, the rate of crime will definitely go up. Our politicians need to reason thoroughly before talking. The rate of crime will go up, and then you feel the need to mop up those weapons. It's not easy to mop up weapons once they've gone into circulation. You can't keep telling people to defend themselves because you have failed in your duty to protect them. You can't keep telling them to protect themselves. Every time we've seen even vigilantes stand up to bandits, those vigilantes have been wasted. It has happened in Niger, happened in Kebbi. You don't have the kind of weapons that they have. So how do you stand up to them? How do you confront people who are going around with GPMG, people who are going around with some of the latest weapons? How do you confront them? Somebody has propelled grenades. You are telling our people to go and confront them.
All right.
You just need to protect. That's your responsibility.
Thank you, Jide.